Okay, here are some of the books that I have put together. Two of them I put together myself, and one of them I got from Confessions of a Homeschooler, which is Erica Arndt, I believe is how you say her name. She does fabulous work. She does lots of free printables, but she also has lots of other good stuff that is very reasonable, and it has really helped me put my stuff together. However, she didn't have exactly everything we need for Missouri, in my opinion. She's from a different state, and we have to log things and keep track of things a little bit differently. So here is the one I got off of her page. It was a download that I got free when I ordered her book, which is also very good. It's Homeschooling 101. I highly recommend it, especially if you're new. It's very helpful. This is just my daily lessons planner, and I put these tabs in here. I just got them at Walmart or Dollar Tree, I'm not really sure, but in the beginning here, and I just had this bound. You download this and you print it yourself. So I had this bound at just a copy place near me. It was only like $3, so it wasn't a big deal. I put in here an overview of 2018 and 2019 and highlighted. I've just started filling this out, but I've highlighted when we will do our Thanksgiving break, when we'll do our Christmas break, and I will go back in and put in like teacher work days or field trips, but this will kind of help me have this on hand when planning my lessons. And then how she has it set up is she does a month and a glance. So we start in July, well, most people start in July with our recording. And so you just fill that in as you go, but this is a daily lesson planner. So, and it's Monday through Friday. Most people only school 5 days a week, and you can do that however you like. But here you can put your subjects or whatever you are going over that day, and then just fill it in line by line for every day of the week. And she includes, I believe, 5 weeks for every month. So you can fill that in, which is nice because they're blank and customizable. So you can do that yourself when you print this off. So I believe you can actually put this in your computer and fill it in. You can type it in if you don't want to handwrite it. That way you can print it off if you wanted to print it off 1 week at a time instead of doing a full month or a full year. And then she just goes the next month and the same thing in here. So when you get to the end, let me find the end here. The end for us being in June, keeping track of all of that. She also includes lots and lots of other homeschool forms that you may need or use. This also has a grade book in it, so you can put many different students in here and the different assignments. However, I would probably change this, since I only have one homeschool student right now, to maybe the month or something, or a subject, something like that. So it would be easier for me to fill in because I don't necessarily have this many students. But she gives several grade book worksheets. So this is very helpful, and kind of going off of this is where I made my other booklets that I had posted, because we have to log hours. So here is where I created, whoops, wrong one. Okay, this one here is the logging hours that I created, because for us we need to keep track of core, home and away, non-core, home and away, and certain things like that. So this was just easier for me. She didn't have anything necessarily like this, so I just kind of threw it together. Again, here I have where I will be doing my days off and our vacations and Christmas break, Thanksgiving break, and any other things that I need to fill in here. Birthdays, when we will be taking off for those. Here is one of the sheets that she has. This is a free printable on her blog. And this will be for my daughter, who is going to be 9. She'll be 4th grade, but she has it. Here is a copy of hers. This is the one that she has on hers, minus the name, but she has her everything put in there, so you can kind of stay on track. Obviously, it may not be exactly on this timetable. You may take lunch at a different time, or you may have little ones or high schoolers, or some of these may take a lot longer than others. But you can print this off, and it is customizable. Delete any of these and put it on the computer. So for us, I actually did this one wrong, so I will be changing this up a little bit. So as far as this logging hours, there's this attendance sheet, which is by month, by student. So for us, you would print off as many as you need for each student. I have one student, so this keeps track of every day of the month for each month of the year. So I would just check those as she goes by. And then this next is the homeschool daily log. So every day in math. So on the first day of July, math, and I would write in her minutes. And so on and so forth for every day of the month in every subject that she has. So the download that I put in the files, you can put this in Excel and fill this in on your computer, or you can fill it in by hand, or you can change any of these because obviously you will not have the same as I do. Then at the bottom you would put in your totals here for the entire month, and I printed them back on, back to back, so that at the end of the 12 months, as you go through, then at the end of the 12 months, you will put in, okay, in January, I had this many core hours. I had this core home and core away, non-core home, non-core away, how many hours you did at a co-op or field trips or your extracurriculars like dance or karate or 4-H, whatever you would have in here. This would just help for if there's ever any question that you just had to pull out this one book and all the information is in there together. And then one of the other pages that she had that I found very helpful was for the curriculum. By subject, what you plan on doing for the year, what version, if you can get it new or used or borrowed, the cost if you got it new, how much you actually paid for it, and if you had ordered and received it yet. This was really helpful for me because I wasn't quite sure what we were doing yet, and it helped me fill that in. The other page that is similar to that is the subject, the version, how many lessons for the year it is, how many days of week it recommends that you do them, and how much time spent per lesson, and your scheduled amount of time. So this will help, especially if you're not sure how to schedule your lessons out yet. If you go in and fill this whole sheet out first, then you would know how to fill in your daily planner, and that would give you more of an idea of your hours. The other most recent one that I had posted was the field trips, because I am big on field trips and learning outside the home. So I created this one, and this will just help us kind of keep track of where we go and what we do and the lessons that we go along with them. So this would just maybe be a couple hour field trip or something like that. You would put the type of field trip that you're doing, where it's at with the address and location, the dates or times that you went, the lessons. And yes, I know I spelled lessons wrong. My husband waited to tell me that until after I had printed and bound all of them, so I will redo them another time. But the lessons that you have that go along with them and the supplies that you may need for that field trip. Here you can also record the total core hours you did for that trip and the non-core hours. So if some of them may be PE or physical education if you're going to the zoo, but also other things that you might be doing there. So if you stop for 20 minutes while you're eating lunch and you do maybe an animal science lesson. So something like that was really helpful for me. And then I included just these blank pages here to maybe post some photos so that at the end of the year we can look over all the cool stuff that we did. And I did a few pages of each. And then I did a bigger version of that where it is the same thing, the type of field trip, the location, the dates, the lessons that you will be doing with that, supplies, the core hours, non-core, and then if there's any notes or anything else. This will be for like week-long camping trips, or if we go out of town to a museum. This is a little more in-depth for that. And then photos to follow that. So that will help us keep everything together. And it would be fun for us to be able to look at it at the end of the year. So that is why I kind of put that together that way. And then I have a few more booklets that I'm wanting to put together. So if you have any suggestions, please, please, please tell me them. I am going to be creating putting this also into my lesson planner and schedule for my own personal teacher manual to kind of keep all of my notes and everything down together. So whether it be doctor visits or anything like that, but this will kind of give me my schedule to tell me when we're taking off. I have them highlighted, birthdays, holiday breaks, teacher and catch-up days, and field trips. So I'll go in and I'll fill these in, and then I will put this in a binder with my other paperwork. But those are just kind of the things I had put together. If you like those, awesome. You're welcome to print as many as you need or download whatever you need. But I just felt like this was really helpful for me at least, and if I can help somebody else, I would gladly do so. But I highly suggest checking out Erica Arndt at Confessions of a Homeschooler. She does amazing things, and she has lots and lots of resources on her channel. So that, for me, especially being new, was very helpful. So I hope this helps you guys and finds you well, and happy homeschooling.